Good day once again, brethren. Lovely people. It's wonderful and excellent and joyful to meet with you again this Monday morning. I believe we all had a nice weekend. We are still looking at the topic growing in one's skills. And like we look at last week, the need to grow in one skill, and we look at it and discover that it is very beneficial to grow in one skill, because growing in one skill help one to meet up with recent and modern need and modern requirements from our job. And when we grow, we fit in at every point in time. We will be able to render services across all levels. Now, today we want to look at how do we grow in one skills. And I'll mention some few steps and some few ways we can grow in one skill. Number one is to be intentional. Growth is not something that just happens because you must grow. Growth in skill must be intentional. What does that mean? That means you must actually desire to grow. That means you must actually put growth as part of your business plan, as part of your organization plan, as part of your skill plan. When you put growth as part of your skill, it shows you are intentional. When you are intentional about growth, you grow excellently well. Growth can be upward or downward, but growth that is upward is the growth that is intentional. When a teacher discovers that, oh, I must upskill myself, I must grow intentionally, you discover that he meet up with current demand. When a worker discover that he needs to grow in his skill, he will meet up with current demand. And with this age of digitalization of every sector and in every areas of skill, anybody that fails to be intentional about growth will later miss out in the current world. So intentionality is one and the first expectations or ways we need to imbibe in if we truly want to grow. Then number two, we must be open up. Growth is not something that you learn from only the past. You might have entered that business in the past 10 years, 15 years, and somebody is just starting the business 1 year ago. If you are not open, you won't want to learn from such a person. You want to say, oh, I've been in this business, I've observed, I've learned, I have experience more than this person. What can I get from this person? And that person might have the current tools, the realistic tools to go about expanding your business. So you must be open, because learning is something that takes openness. If you are not open, you won't learn. You look at teachings, you look at advices, you look at ways to do it better, as if they are obsolete, as if they are abstract, as if they don't even have any meaning to you. But those are the current observations. You can be a lecturer, you can be a teacher, you can be the head of organization, and those under you have the skills you need. So it takes openness for you to grow. When you are open to learning, you are open to others to learn from them, to also pass knowledge to them. You discover that growth comes in your skill. Then number three, you must be ready to spend. There are some growth in your skill that require you to pay for seminar, that require you to buy materials, that require you to get knowledge by traveling to visit people in other spheres of life, in other locations. Because if you just determine that, oh, I must go alone without the input of others, you discover that your growth will be static. It won't be an upward growth. And an upward growth is what is needed for you to function, for your organization to function in the reality of the time that you and myself find ourselves. So we must understand that we spend. Sometimes it's not spending too much. Sometimes it might just be transport to go and meet the person you want to learn from. Sometimes it might just require you data to go online to learn. Then number three, there are different places of growth, of learning. We have the online place, we have the face-to-face place, we have the business and the seminars place. So you must engage in, based on your own skill, you must look at the best place of learning. The best place of learning. Like I mentioned, there are people that are ahead of you. You must be able to learn from them. There are people that are below you. You must also be able to learn from them to balance up and to make sure you grow in your skill. So growing in one skill is very essential. It's non-negotiable. You can't negotiate it. You can't say, oh, I think, or I will, or I think I should. No, it is something that is important. If you will be relevant in your skill, if you will be relevant in the work you are doing, if you will be relevant for others to notice you and patronize you for your skill, then you must grow. So look at this way of going, invite them as a culture into your workplace, into your skill, into your business. As a businessman, a businesswoman, you can also grow in your skill. Just like the point I have mentioned, you take it very serious. You are intentional about your business. That, oh, I want to serve more than 100 customers I have currently. I want to serve 1,000 customers. So growth will now help you to look at how can I grow? What is the knowledge that I need? How can I go into serving thousands? Then you look at people that are already serving multiple persons in thousands, and you learn from them. When you learn from them, as a result of that, you yourself will grow in your skills. Thank you very much for joining me this day. Learn, apply, comment, and share. Thank you. God bless you.